I spent a couple of days trying to write a rough script for this and panicking over how I talk about a video about talking. Talking is hard. That's what the video is about today. Talking is all about expressing yourself, which sort of makes it hard to do when you don't know how to express yourself to others. I don't really I don't get it either. I started a commentary channel not knowing how to talk. I'm doing this for fun, can you tell? One thing I wanted to brush up on was presentations specifically because those are very much you're using talking to convey an idea to other people, and I think that's why I respect teachers and professors so much because that's so hard to do. If like you need to know how to talk and how to teach someone else a concept, and then they have to come out of it understanding said concept, which is very hard if you're using words. It's words are just hard. It's sort of dependent on how comfortable and confident you are on the topic that you're trying to convey to someone else. And even if you are comfortable slash confident and when it's sort of very like dependent on how anxious you are as a person as well, how good you are at public speaking. And like, by the way, public speaking in and of itself is like it makes it harder to talk even if you're aware and understand what you're presenting about. Like I'm 100% sure if someone asks you to write down the topic and everything you know about it, like like a lot of us that don't know how to do presentations very well or get anxious when doing presentations could probably like we could probably write a whole 5-page essay on the topic you're trying to present. But the idea of just like talking and presenting about it makes it very reliant on said public speaking aspect, and it's sort of that sort of ties back to not being able to express yourself via words because talking is just hard. Talking can be hard for multiple different reasons depending on who you are as a person, and like if any other past experiences could have ruined something about it one another for you. Something like sometimes talking is hard for me because I forget words in English or I don't have the words for specific situations. I myself am bilingual, so it's always a battle between my mother tongue and English for who gets priority that day and how many words I can remember when I wake up that morning. My mother tongue originally is Arabic, which for the most part has many, many different sounds and words that either don't exist in the English language or make it just plain annoying to translate stuff from English to Arabic or Arabic to English. Two out of these two languages, I don't think any other two languages could be any less alike, honestly. But it did make it easier for me to learn English growing up, considering, in my opinion, and also logically speaking, Arabic is way harder to learn than it is to learn English, depending on what your mother tongue is, obviously. If you're mid in both Arabic and your mother tongue, I consider talking a hassle at that point. I consider myself a better English speaker than an Arabic one, and the idea of like expressing myself and speaking using either language honestly tires me. I think I also find talking annoying or laborious or something because like I have trouble keeping my train of thought. This sort of goes back to the whole presentation talk as well. I've had multiple different times when I'm presenting where I would either freeze up or something because I forgot what I was talking about, or I would go off script. If you've watched my first video, this is very apparent. I do sometimes wonder why humans like to talk so much. Like I've been in VCs before where we just can't stand to sit in silence and someone just has to talk. It isn't that serious really. I don't care, but I imagine it's just like some people can't sit in silence unless it's like because it's like awkward to them or something. Or maybe it's just like a human's natural need to connect with others or something. I guess that's why the internet is so successful, right? It's because everyone needs some sort of connection, I guess, but that's besides the point. This topic like was sprung up because I rewatched my previous video and I realized just how mid I was at speaking and staying on topic as well. Like going back to that, I think this can be attributed to my general aversion to speaking, unless it's with people I really want to speak to or if it's about a topic I actually give a shit about. It's I also kind of blame it on the fact that it was my first ever video and that talking to myself but knowing it's being recorded kind of put me on edge. I did find out that having an aversion to your own voice is not just like some psychological thing we all dreamed up. It's like it could be a biological thing, and that a lot of people have or have or had experienced it before at least once in their life. There is a neurological condition called misophonia, which literally means the hatred of sound. It's where specific ordinary just trigger sounds, just normal sounds, could cause an emotional or psychological or physiological reaction with for someone. It's like, imagine you hear someone tapping on their desk repeatedly, and I know some people, sometimes I get annoyed by it or irritated by it, and now imagine that feeling of irritation, but then 1,000 times over, and you feel like shit the entire it's the I read an article about it. It was kind of intense. But then now imagine this specific condition, and then imagine it with your own voice. So every time you hear your voice, you just get this horrible physiological emotional reaction to it. Yeah, me too. I wouldn't want to talk either. Not everyone has the energy or is willing to put in the energy to form coherent trains of thought just to communicate verbally with everyone. Sometimes it's just so exhausting for no good reason. This doesn't particularly mean that the person that you're talking to is lazy or anything. It might just not be their day to talk to you or whoever it is. A lot of the introvert population particularly literally needs quiet time alone to recharge, to be able to socialize and speak again to other humans. A lot of people that need that usually mean talking or listening to others talk in real life, where their presence is actually needed and expected of them, to be there and pay attention to whatever the other person's saying, or whatever the other person's showing them or whatever. Going back to discussing presentations in school, they always used to put me on edge. I'd be done and already submitted my PowerPoint or Canva file or whatever, and I'd just be dreading the days coming up to set presentation, because I do care about my grades, but the idea of presenting in front of my classmates and peers made me sweat, stutter, and freeze at all in the same moment. I'd feel hot and cold at the same time somehow. At that point, I think my brain just associated school presentations with torture, because they might as well have been every time. It felt like my heart was gonna beat out of my chest for no reason. It's I always thought they were unnecessary. When a huge part of my school project or school grade would be um, a presentation, a report, and then something else. And it's like, why do I have to do the presentation if you already have the report and the PowerPoint that I'm submitting to you? You're my teacher. You should be able to read these things and just deduce the fact that I know what I'm doing. But to be fair, with the age of AI nowadays, they kind of need you to do presentations to prove that you actually did the work and did the research for those, because they can't they can't really prove anything with a research paper if you're just gonna AI generate everything. It's horrible out here, man. We also talk about the fact that there's societal pressure when it comes to stuttering. As a human being, if you're doing a presentation or talking to somebody or in an argument or whatever, if you stutter, it's like you lost the argument. It's like you lost the point. It's like you lost your privilege of speaking in that specific moment. I've had multiple different parts or different scenarios where I would be speaking and then I'd stutter, and then suddenly the other person takes it as oh, it's my turn to speak now, and that you're done making your point, which is not true. I just stuttered. And then with presentations, it's like a humiliation ritual. You lose marks because you're stuttering, or you're not, or you don't sound confident enough to the audience. And the thing is, I understand that they're trying to teach you how to public speak and how to sound confident in front of other people. Because this is, as someone that does not know how to public speak, I can agree that it is a very valuable skill to have or possess later on in life, so people can. Because the thing is, we've held public speaking and held your confidence in speaking. We put it on the same level as respect. If you don't know how to public speak or present yourself confidently via your words, then they lose respect for you. Almost in that regard, you know what I mean? Something I realized when I was researching facts for this video was that if you searched up celebrity or CEO or a big figure that doesn't know how to public speak or whatever, that made it big, a lot of the results that you will get are is oh, in their early career they did this and they couldn't public speak or whatever. I don't care about their early career, because that implies that they know how to public speak now. And the thing is, it sort of also implies that you can't make it big unless you know how to public speak, which in today's society is true. But why are we talking about today's society when today's society is nothing, it is basically under the same mindset as, oh, AI is going to take over the world and nothing you do matters anymore. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, it's very unbalanced. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I've sort of run out of points to talk about. If you have any other points you'd like to add, then let me know in the comments, I guess. I'll reply and like engage in discussions about this, because this topic does intrigue me, and it's why I made a video about it to begin with, because I also sort of relate to a lot of the points I made in this video. I promise that it will not take me 2 weeks to upload again. Maybe. So we'll see what happens. I have a lot of topics I want to talk about, and if you have any other topics you'd like to see me talk about, let me know. I hope you enjoyed the Battle Box gameplay in the background as well. I'm not the best, but I play for fun. I had this entire channel for fun. I don't. Yay, you know? I just procrastinated on this video, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, bye bye.